1. Okay, so now we're going to make this fun little, it's a little bit smaller, note card envelope kind of size little card. And I love these note cards and envelopes. They come in a pack of 20. You can either get basic white or very vanilla. So these ones are very vanilla. And in each pack, you get 20 note cards, and they're pre-scored, and then you get the envelopes. So it's kind of nice. I think they're only $7 or $7.50. So it's a great deal when you want to make little cards. And that makes your designer paper go a little bit further too, which is nice. All right, so what I wanted to focus on this card was the Hope Your Day is a Grand Slam is one big stamp. And so you can see how I divided it into 2. So I wanted to show you kind of a cool way of doing that. So it is a big stamp, like I said, and let's see. Oh yeah, okay, so it works on the H block. Don't know, I think it's too big for the, sometimes I put things on the diagonal. Oh, you actually, look, you can actually get it on the D block. Yep, so you can do it on the D block too. I'm gonna do it just on this one because it might be a little easier. But that's good to know. You can have it on 2 different sizes. I'm going to use the Evening Evergreen color. Just going to get my stamping pad. Let's see, and I have 2 different size pieces of paper. So one's a little bit bigger and one's then the smaller one. And you could trying to think. You could just do it on strips of, what are they, 1-inch strips, and then cut them, but these ones I've already kind of pre-cut according to the size of the words. All right, so the big one is going to be for the part that has the grand in it. So what I did, I just took Post-it notes, and I'm going to cover over, you can see I already did it, the S of the slam. I just want to make sure. I have a funny glare. Okay, so I want to cover over the S. Yeah, I think and then if you find that you have a little bit on the M, just scoot your fingernail over to get it in there. Okay, so then we're going to ink it. And then don't forget to take this part off, and I've done that before. And you only have the grand. Oh, there we go. So it's a cool method. You can use this on lots of stamps, not just this one. And then you're going to wash it really good, because then we're going to do the other side. I just want to make sure I got all in the grooves. And then actually, I should have brought up a paper towel. I want it to dry a little bit because the Post-it won't stick. Actually, so while that's drying, let's just actually put some of these layers together. Just because the Post-it note won't stick if it's wet. All right, so this is, I did 3 inches across so that I can get more uses of my paper. Plus this is the note cards are a little bit smaller than the cards that we usually make. And then it's just glued on a base of Evening Evergreen. Sometimes I just move that paper when I smooth it out. Okay. And then before we glue it on, or however you're adhering it onto your base, I use some string. But oh, actually we can put this on too. So I used the coordinating dies. I used this, it's kind of like a ticket thing, and it's cool because an extra one. I was using this one, but you can even have fun with it because you can kind of rip it off. You could even put it on the card as a rip, or if your kids like to play, you know, movies or whatever, they can make strips and stuff. So it's kind of a fun little interactive die. All right, so that's just going to go on the middle. And then you can use, I used the poppy stripe, but you can use the other colors, would look nice too. But I'll just do what I did. And I just leave like a little, I don't know, 4 or 5 inch tail. Then I'm gonna wrap it around twice. And then I'm gonna loop it all under. That's gonna go under both of them. And I'm gonna just tie a bow. And that looping under just makes it so they all kind of stick together. And I'll kind of play with it and then trim. All right, and so actually we can put this on the card base too, and then my stamp will be dry. These come pre-scored, like I said, which is nice. And they use regular postage. It's not too small for a regular stamp. Okay. So now we're going to do the other part. So that's dry. So I'm going to use a different, so this is actually one piece of a Post-it and I just cut it in half. This is still wet, so I can use that again later, but not while it's wet. We're going to do the exact same thing, except for this time we're going to cover over the grand part of the stamp. I just want to make sure, you can kind of see through it. Just want to make sure that that is covered over. And then if you think, you just kind of, I'm taking my fingernail and just pushing the Post-it note in the groove of where the S is, so I know that the S is raised, so that it gets it all. Okay, so I think that's good. And then I have my little piece of paper. So I'm going to ink that, peel that off, and I have stamped with that on there. I recently re-inked it, so that's why it looks so dark. Peel that off. Here we go. Perfect. All right, wash that off. Get it all in the grooves so it's ready to use again. Okay. So that's a good trick. If, you know, sometimes if there's different words, happy birthday, or there's different stamps that have like a phrase and you only want part of it, or sometimes they'll have like thank you, and then we'll have all this, like, I don't want to say mushy stuff, but all this other stuff you don't want. Just put the Post-it note on it and just stamp what you want. All right, so I'm going to put the slam part down flat, and then I'm going to raise up the grand part. Here's my dimensionals. Cover it over like that, and then we're going to use our stars. Oops. And you can use either you take your pick tool or tweezers, or however you take these off. These are they have adhesives on the back. Oh, that has too much putty on it. Let's just slide right off. So I'm just going to kind of do what I did, but you can put, I should do a smaller one. You can kind of decorate these however you want. And you get the 4 colors on here too, which is nice. All right. And then if you want, in the inside, you could stamp your happy birthday, happy Father's Day, you know, whatever your celebration is. You could put that, you could put strips of paper. All right, so that is that card, but I just wanted to show you how to, you can see the difference between the re-inked ink and one that needed to be re-inked. I just wanted to show you how to stamp just partial words with Post-it notes. Okay, I'm going to clean this one up and I'm going to do the next card. Hold tight.